Welcome back. It still is Hard Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Oracle Chinedu here. Well, the conversation is for politics. Yes, indeed, it is. And what are we talking about this time? Well, it is the PDP. It's always the PDP. The great PDP. What have they done or refused to do? Well, political tensions are rising in Abuja, where the FCT minister, Wike, criticized the Makinde-led PDP national chairman, Tanimu Turaki, for seeking U.S. intervention in Nigeria's political affairs, calling it a threat to national security. The PDP National Secretariat was sealed by police following a leadership clash after conflicting notices were issued for a national executive committee meeting. Wike accused the Makinde-led PDP of ignoring court rulings and making unverified claims of Christian genocide, highlighting ongoing challenges in maintaining political order. Now, I'm not exactly shocked by what's going on with the PDP. I mean, it's politics. You get these headlines and you're like, oh, well, it is what it is. It comes with the terrain. I'm also not shocked that they are calling on the international community. We've seen that happen many times. As a matter of fact, in one of the countless interviews that the FCT minister granted, he talked about how this Christian genocide thing was the machination or the orchestration of the opposition. Oh, yes, indeed, he did. He said, we know these things, right? This was what they did when they were in the opposition. Let's see, I hope I still have that sound. I'm going to try to get it. Do I? I hope it's this one.
Before I came in here, so many people were sending me texts. Oh, please, don't speak about Trump. Please, this and that and this. And I just laughed.
I don't think it's that one. Just a minute. I'm hoping this is it.
In 2015, under Jonathan, people capitalized on these kind of things to take over power. It happened. Now, the problem we have today is that by Mr. President's own nature of politics, you can see the collapse of the opposition. Now, the point I'm making is that it will be difficult for anybody. There are so many undercurrents going on. The opposition today has seen that look. The way it is, no party is ready, no party is prepared to challenge the president's return to power. Now, what do? Should we allow him to just go in like that without challenges? We must do something. And one of the best is to bring up such thing that we can divide the country. That will make people to say, no, it would not accept this.
Okay. Well, it's something along the lines of, I think that's the one, something along the lines of the opposition going to the international community, to claim that this and that. And the APC did it, right? It's no secret. It's in the public domain. While Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was president, the APC called on the international community to intervene to save democracy. We've seen that happen in this government as well. The PDP on several occasions. There was a protest in Abuja sometime a couple of weeks ago, maybe last month or 2-3 weeks ago, where they also said, United States, come and save democracy. Now with this faction, or should I say factionalization in the PDP, the Makinde-led faction is asking Trump to come and save democracy. Now, is it shocking? No, like I said, we've seen it before. My question is, why do politicians themselves not trust the courts when they are fighting a bigger political power? Now, try to understand. Many people have accused the judiciary of being biased, of tilting towards the executive. So in that case, they are doing the bidding of whoever is in power, right? When the opposition is also challenging the power, according to what people say, somehow they don't trust the courts. But you might say, well, these are politicians as well. Why they are not in power, they are also politicians. They also have influence. They are larger than you and I, who are called the common man. So why can't we take our plea, our cries, our complaints to the courts? Why are we calling on Trump and the US and the international community? Because the court is the hope of the common man. Now, this is not the common man anymore. This is the big man. If the common man has lost faith, we maybe can understand that the common man has waited and nothing happened. Now, these are the big men who are not common, who normally should be able to wield some level of influence. Why are they also not taking their complaints to court? Why are they calling on the international community? Because we have seen that when it comes to politics, court judgment comes out as quickly as... It's almost like it's as quick as photocopying a document. You put a document, you click on the number of copies, and it's just coming out. So why is the international community the preferred channel and not our own courts? Now, I'm talking about the big men now, not the common man. Because these politicians are big. That's my focus. 08179230002. 08179230003. WhatsApp is 08090306416. The FCT minister is calling out the Makinde-led faction for seeking U.S. intervention in our political affairs, and he calls it a threat to national security. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
Sam, my name is Alozi. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
Let me answer your question, sir.
Yes, please.
The reason why the big politicians, instead of going through litigation in Nigeria, especially political matters, are calling on international community is this. They know how the cases are being determined. That is why they are calling the international community those that believe in the principle and the rudiment of the law. In Nigeria state, you will see where the top high and mighty of the political team will tell the judge what to do. We have seen in this country where some cases will be on litigation. Lawyers will come to tell you that they didn't even look into the merit of the case. They struck it out. So that's why when they see, we all understand the corrupt system we have in the judiciary. So that is why when you see them, they are calling on international community, those that fear the law, uphold the law, and do what the law is saying. So Nigeria, for me, our judicial system is bastardized. Our judicial system, as I'm talking to you, is what people can go and get their judgment, especially those of them who are at the top. It is no longer the hope of the common man again. It is not the hope of the rich man to victimize the common man.
Okay.
Thank you, Alozi.
Thank you very much. Mufasa calls from D-Line. Hello, Mufasa.
Yeah, hi, Sam. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, Sam, as much as I do not subscribe to the school of thought that we need the international community to come and save our democracy, I would also want to say that some of these narratives, were brought upon us by the same elites who are calling on the international community to come and save us today.
Okay.
We can help ourselves if we so desire to do so. I could still remember in 2014, to be precise, the current president, the late president Muhammadu Buhari, and two other APC stalwarts went to meet Barack Obama, who was the president at that then, to come save our democracy. The same narrative over and over again. And you talked about the judiciary. In your last conversation, we just discussed how the judicial arm of government are currently standing on the mandate of the current president, who is a politician. So, what I would just advise, as much as I believe that the democracy we practice today is a completely different kind of democracy, where the president is seen as both the emperor and absolute leader, the PDP as a political party should see how they can close ranks among themselves, and also see how they can align with other political parties that share almost the same value and see how they can, put up a formidable force in 2027. That's the only way that anything can be done, because the international community cannot come and remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from his position. That is the truth.
Okay.
So let us see how we can make things better. And as for this FCT minister, he keeps talking about opposition. I don't know. Has he moved to the APC? He's not a member of the PDP that he claims. When he said the opposition, the thing really comes to me in a way that I find very difficult to understand. If he's a PDP member and he's in opposition, then he's confusing his followers.
Well,
thank you.
Professor, I don't want to claim to understand what he says, but it might just be ideological opposition at this point. I guess that's the only thing that makes sense. If you say opposition and you're talking PDP, which he belongs to, and he supports the president, so it might be an opposition of ideas. Anybody who opposes the ideas of the president, regardless of their party, is considered opposition. And at this time, the Makinde faction fits the profile. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's Hard Facts, 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Chinedu. The FCT minister has criticized the Makinde-led PDP national chairman, Tanimu Turaki, for seeking U.S. intervention in Nigeria's political affairs, calling it a threat to national security. The PDP National Secretariat was sealed by police following a leadership clash after conflicting notices were issued for a National Executive Committee meeting. Wike accused the Makinde-led PDP of ignoring court rulings and making unverified claims of Christian genocide, highlighting ongoing challenges in maintaining political order. So my question is about the trend of calling on the international community to intervene to come help restore democracy. It has happened before and it's happening again. And my next question is, why do these political figures, regardless of affiliation, not trust the court? Why don't they take these matters to court? Why is the U.S. seemingly more reliable than the court? Simple questions begging even simpler answers. 0817923 0002. 0817923 0003. Bernard from Port Harcourt on WhatsApp says, "Hello, Sam. I'm one person that will not take Wike seriously, and I will never take him seriously. There's the same man abusing APC yesterday, but today he's serving and feeding from APC and doesn't see anything wrong in their bad governance. The killing of Christians does not matter to him and does not qualify as a genocide. Wike should go and rest and allow Makinde and others to express themselves. He's the worst betrayer I've seen." Bernard from Port Harcourt says, "Sam, greetings. Why Nigerians are calling on Donald Trump to come and help us to flush out these elements terrorizing the country is because the citizens have lost hope in our leaders. The trust has been broken. People no longer have faith in our leaders." That's from Thank God at Tuebu. Well, thank God, the context of this particular call is political. It is the Makinde-led faction asking the U.S. to come and restore democracy. And by that, they mean that what's happening in the political landscape, not necessarily the killings. I'm guessing the U.S. has a lot on its plate. When it's done dealing with security, it will deal with politics. I wonder what they will have to do next. Political men and women who call themselves leaders, they don't even have respect for the law. Also, the judiciary has chosen to be a celebrated houseboy to the executive. Even the legislature are fighting against the law. The only people that have fair to Nigerian laws are citizens. Our governments are practically confused about the laws of the land. Lawlessness everywhere. Mazi Onyenucheya Stephen says. Dixon calls from Uniport. Hello, Dixon. Good evening.
Hello. Yeah, good evening, Mr. Oracle.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Dixon calling from Uniport. Why every politician or opposition party is calling on international community to come is based on our judges and the judiciary in Nigeria. Especially when you take any case to Justice or Motor Court, just know that you are a loser. So far it belongs to the... Yes, if it is a case that concerns federal government, just know that you are a loser. So no need even going to Justice or Motor Court. So once you are there, just zero your mind that you've lost that case already.
Dixon.
Before the judgment.
Did Justice Omotoso do something to you personally?
No, he didn't do anything personally to me, but that's the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria now. That any case, one Justice Omotoso against you, sorry for you, you are a loser.
You know how they say it's not just about, how do they say it? I can't remember how it's phrased, but it's about what is presented in court, the defense, the charges, and all of that. It's not what you think the case will be or where it will tilt, but it's about what is being defended. So, do you know if the councils were able to put up a good defense?
We always use one trick to give it a technicality, based on technicality. So, no point going to the court. Just call the international community. If Trump will come and save us, I'm going to Justice Omotoso Court.
Dixon, wow. So not only has he lost faith in the judiciary, he has lost faith in a particular judge. Wow. Okay. Good day, Sam. FCT Minister Wike's opinion does not matter any longer in PDP after his expulsion with his cohorts. Supreme Court have ruled concerning internal party affair, and Wike should stop relying on Omotosho. My goodness. Somebody else is. I'm trying to get away from the Omotosho saga. Someone is taking us back there. Stop relying on Omotosho judgment to continue causing more crises. Onishi Ejiofor from Mile 3 says, there is no mistake in calling for international community, hence our ruling elite have failed Nigerians. How can a soldier betray his fellow soldier? In fact, I'm ashamed of being a Nigerian. Jackson from Iba says, good evening, Sam. Sometimes when I hear the FCT minister talk, I begin to wonder if he doesn't check his past record. Who else in Nigeria disobeys court orders like Wike? He should go and rest and allow the PDP be. Ken from Iba says, good evening, Sam. Are you not aware that every government is the one appointed the Chief Justice and others? Ima Isong Ozuzu says, okay. Good evening, Sam. It is worrisome that a lot of things are clear and we still keep asking questions about them. The fact remains that the judiciary in Nigeria is heavily polluted, especially by the party in power. And for the opposition to depend on a biased judiciary will be an effort in futility. When Wike was governor of River State, how many cases did he lose? The opposition trusting the judiciary is practically a waste of time. Okwando Obinna says, so Okwando, here's my position, right? And while that is the speculation, and in many cases the belief of a lot of people, that the judiciary almost always leans towards the executive. My perspective is a lot of the people in opposition today were in power yesterday. Right? PDP was the ruling party at some point, not very long ago, in the corridors of a decade ago. 2015 was when Goodluck lost the election. That's when the PDP lost power. So the PDP has only been in opposition since 2015, but they've been in power since 1999. And I would imagine that somebody who was the executive at some point and is now opposition will still not trust the judiciary. I know that it's supposed to be unbiased, it's supposed to be blind, it's supposed to be objective and all of that. But if I at some point was a governor, I was a president, and we want to work with the allegation that judiciary always favors me. Now I'm no longer president. Is there no promo? Or for old time's sake? Like, I'm trying not to be funny with it, but these are people who were at the corridor, at the highest levels of power. Now, these same people are now running to international community instead of the same court that supposedly I'm working with, according to the allegations, favored them at some point. So why can't you trust the same system that was in place when you were in power? That's kind of where I'm coming from. Stating that these are not common men. They are not you and I. Benjamin calls from Port Harcourt. Hello, Benjamin. Oh, my. Call back if you can, but I have limited time. 08179230002. 08179230003. Felix Nseka says the politicians know the judiciary is not independent. The people in power dictate every judgment. That's why those that are not in power do not trust the court judgment. He that pays the piper dictates the tune. Good evening, Sam. My name is Comrade Godstime Ogu from Isiobo. First of all, I want to condemn the act carried out by Seyi Makinde and others by calling on the international organization for help. Additionally, the PDP can fix their house in order without calling on the international system. And lastly, while they don't have trust in the court, it's because of the inactiveness of the judicial system. Have a nice day, Sam. I take a bow. Thank you, Godstime. Okay, and someone else has thoughts and opinions about Omotosho. My goodness. It seems to be the Omotosho show. Benjamin from Port Harcourt. Hello, Benjamin.
Yes, good evening. My take concerns Wike trying to criticize this Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde.
Yep.
Yes, by calling international community rather than going to court. See, I support that call for international community because 2015 and 2014-2015, the current president, former Rivers State Governor Chibikere Tinyamechi, and other APC chieftains, they made call for international communities against the government of President Jonathan then. So calling international community is more preferable than going to a Omotosho's court, which Omotosho represents Justice Okonaban.
Oh my
His
goodness!
judgment is a judgment of error, judgment that we cannot rely on. Thank you and God bless you.
Okay, now I have to ask: is there something? Did the Omotosho specifically do something to a select group of people? But more importantly, did they choose the 20th of November to vent and rant about Omotosho on Hard Facts? Bliss from Ahoda is my final call. Hello, Bliss.
Sam, good evening.
Good evening.
I don't know what you're looking for.
You don't know what I'm looking for?
You know that this system is corrupt.
Ah.
This opposition, they have been in power. And they have removed from power. And we see that the system is corrupted. That is why they cannot go to the judiciary, because the judiciary has been monopolized by them. And they
Oh my. Bliss, I was hoping you'd land. But Bliss says that there is corruption. So what do we do? What do we do with ourselves? Now there are allegations of corruption. If the judiciary is not up and doing, if the judiciary is biased, how would we survive? Oh my, oh my. Okay. Well, thanks for being a part of this part of the show. I have a conversation that needs to happen right about now. After that, we take the major news. Stay with us.
Strict compliance to safety rules and regulations help save lives and prevent destruction